What's up? This is HDNEWS. So sorry for not uploading for a while. I had a bleed in my right face, then I came down with strep. Got tested yesterday morning before I came to work. I had to work at 11:30 to 8:30 shift, done barely. One of those kind of long shifts you don't technically want to work, and tomorrow is the 12 to 7, and it's going to be like that for a couple of weeks or more because of depending on who's full-time and not for carpenters and yeah, the test came back positive. I got strep a little bit. Barely tested positive, but I was coughing around work and not just wearing a mask and just washing my hands a lot at spreading it. I usually don't run temperature unless it's really serious. And I was always around 98 point something, so it's safe. I still played it safe and didn't pick my nose or anything like that or cough without a mask on. I had one of those winter bases as well as doing over here most I could, not to spread it. I'm on my, just took my second night dose. And I had a sore throat like you can't believe. And with hemophilia, my factor levels, I'm usually a bleeder, if you don't know, from the family history of the Lindsay's and my mom's side that, yes, he carried a form of a bleeding disease in her blood, and I actually have the defective gene. I don't have a full factor VIII gene. That means I don't clot like normal. So that hospital visit for like 7 days of medicine wasn't worth it. I didn't lose no vision or hearing or anything like that. But I could have lost my right hand. I could have lost a lot more than that. I could have lost the right vision in my right eye and more. If it went to the brain, it would have been a whole lot worse. I do have damage from the past with this disease that it caused with complications with medicines and the flu during the winter, and it didn't mix together at one point in time. Like 2 or 3, I had a stroke, and it's been limiting how much I can think and all that. And I'm tired of having batteries replaced. And I buy the highest end batteries, believe it or not. And this mouse still keeps dying like crazy. These are rechargeable. They'll last 5 years recharging. I do have a pair in there, a USB, but they don't. These are charging 4 hours, and I think I got a total of 8 of these batteries, about $15-20. Up to 5 years guaranteed of power. So yeah, 2 times longer than the regular batteries. Good amount of amp hours, but Apple products are not as good as they used to be. And if I might have to use my tax money. And of course the government shutdown is going to probably affect this. I got to pay the taxes for this place coming up in August. And the tax for this state is bad. And I'm going to have to. I live here now. My address has been changed for some of the doctors. I haven't got my ID for the state change over to this address. This is a house that's been redone in the past year that I rent from my parents. I don't exactly own it until they pass away, and it's in my name after that. And I'll have it once they pass on and they give it to me. Or else, it's a nice house. It's near the store. Walking distance. It's luckily enough, warm enough. I didn't have insulation the first year we got into it working. But you can see it's still breaking up. So, I was barely able to talk yesterday coming to work. I took the meds at 10 a.m. yesterday to start to get me one of those antibiotics that last 10 days, of course. Just what I need after having a bleed and then having another infection that I thought I could actually kick by myself. Because usually in the past year I've been able to fight this off. But it's not very often that I had to be on antibiotics so much, but it's every now and then. My body will usually kick the next one out. That's usually what happens. It'll try to fight the third time, and it might do a little better, and it'll get worse, and then medicine needs to be placed. And luckily, we were going to wait on the doctor for tomorrow, but I would have been a whole lot worse if I waited for my doctor from Carmerdale, for my learning disability doctor and all that, to send a script for antibiotic. Because with Marshall Browning urgent care, they got one, but if I ever have to go there, I'm going to have a ride to get there, because it's like a mile or more away. I don't know, it's walkable distance, but I know, of course, my screen went to sleep. So that's how it is. So basically, I'm recovering. The bleed is done. I got to be really careful. I need surgery and all that. That's another one I don't really want to spend, but I owe over $4,000, 98 cents, $98, something like that, on medicine for 4 days. A factor because my blood's abnormally thin, and it's a hereditary disease that's past generations. My daughters will carry the disease, and then their sons have a 50% chance of having that illness and having that clotting trouble where their blood does not clot. And I don't usually clot that easily, and I did a prayer, I think it was online, it's like YouTube, where it helps the liver. I did also pray to my Lord Jesus Christ, and I can't rule out everything if it's been working or not, but time will tell. There's a test I'll be doing in 3 months with the hematologist. They'll test my levels again. If they're beyond, I think the lowest is 50%. You don't have hemophilia. Beyond that, you're fine. If you're below 50, you got hemophilia, which I do have in the past, and I still have it. But the strange thing is, like, we had aspired stain made. Usually that medicine never does work when it's aspired. Trust me, it is useless. They treat the bleeding, and it didn't really help that much, and by the time we got the factor results for before they infused me the first time with medicine, I still feel like it's factors in there, but clotting, but I guess prayers do work, miracles do happen. I witnessed some of my life, and some of those bacteria infections I had in the chest went away because of that. Eating garlic, things like that, orange juice, vitamins, prayer, and a lot of medicine, and it ended up being, it was a CAT scan we did for the ear, nose, throat doctor, where they go ENT and they check you. There was never any kind of infection in the lungs or basically none in the face. It's just a defect in the nose, and that will need a factor. And plus, I'm almost 30. I'm going to turn 28. I'm going to need a colonoscopy. Well, that's going to require a factor because my blood's not thick enough. If it does work, I can't guarantee I need that. I don't need that factor. I'm just saying that since I have the disease and I tested positive really early in the early stage of my life, early parts, that I've still needed the medicine regardless. It just depends. Hemophilia can change in a flip of a dime. Some months you can have good months, some months can be worse, or even better, or completely just fall out bad, bleeding like crazy. And, my mom talked about you don't go to the bathroom, don't irritate, where you go, don't have it bleed or anything like that, because when you irritate yourself and you kind of, need to get something undone from a nail or something, that uses factor and that lowers mine as well. So that could be a possibility. My levels are probably low enough, but still they were at 12% when I'm actually at 9%. And it says it on here in my medical alert, but that was shocking. Because I remember praying about that a couple of months ago. I know, Lord, I need a 12%. And, I come back to the barns and I had the bleed, and it ended up being 12% exactly on the levels that were in the blood that were detected as clotting factor 8. I do make some of it, but apparently that was shocking. So it does work. I guess this time for now around 100 to 160%. That's the max bleed away. That's from the Barnes nurse, so they're certified for that. They are known to do it correctly. They infused me a while, and it's been feeling like that. Like I've been on the factor literally for the last couple of days, or since Wednesday or so, because the factor wears off in about 24 hours. Your levels start dropping quite quick, usually after the day after, or like 2 days after. It's well been Sunday, and it's like Tuesday when they had the last infusion. So the levels apparently still high, as I can feel the blood clot. And I try to get some of these scans I just really hate. They get in there and they really, it's irritation, and they never did bleed. Believe it or not, and I still haven't got them all. Where you get those kind of nails, kind of like those skin parts irritate you. I usually have to wear one of these around here so it doesn't have to irritate. But yesterday and today, they never bled. Never had trouble. I didn't even see blood. It just clotted. So it seems like the prayer definitely worked to a point. Just don't know where the levels are at. They could well be 50% or they could be higher. Because 50% is classified as non-hemophiliac, which means your blood's normal, but you may not have enough. I consider it around 100% or more just to be safe. You know, because I thought 12% would be enough. Wasn't actually the case. It led to a bleed that almost led to my eye, and I'm not taking that risk again. And that's the thing with that, and Walmart insurance doesn't cover any of it. And I'm sure I got a bill coming for over so much that they won't cover, because it says last year hadn't covered $0, no 0 cents, no money covered on the factor, but that was the home version they say they would cover. Well, they ain't covering none of that. That's over $6,000 that we still owe them, plus another $7,000 or so. That's $1,300 or more, because the United Healthcare covered that part a couple of years ago when, you know, Affordable Care Act was more into law now. Now it's technically not Affordable Care Act anymore. And that's where it really helped me back in the past, and medicine was a lot cheaper. Seems like pre-existing conditions, and they'll cover my blood pressure. Asthma might be a little bit expensive, 50 some bucks or more for one controller medicine. I take only 48 milligrams a day. Get that from a doctor, so I don't have to pay none of these guys. Not at Walmart, because it's just outrageous. You know, try to save money everywhere you could, you know, where you can, because you're living by yourself, and it makes sense. As a YouTuber, and until, you know, I get a lot of money, and that's going to be important. A lot of that money is going to go towards probably medical costs. I'm afraid that surgery is going to be another 20 or 30 grand. I upped my insurance to the highest it can go, so we'll see if how much it covered. Because technically, I'm still paying my medicine, the copays for medicine. So apparently, it wasn't that bad. So, you know, who knows until I get the bill from Bonjour's Hospital from St. Louis. There's the ones that I was there for 2 nights. It'll be a little more expensive, probably. 3 days, technically. In the morning, we left by 3, so technically, it's still 3 days. But, you know, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and comment and like below. Share this video, because, you know, it's working. I'm feeling better. It's healing up. Yeah, now I'm bleeding. How surprising. Oh. Well, usually it'd be done, start bleeding within seconds, usually. So that's how I actually know. It's like 30 seconds or more and doesn't even do that. It's clotted, so it's a pretty good sign, because I'm not even seeing no blood anywhere. The ears should be gushing out blood if I have a cut like that, if I cut myself like that, you know. That's how my liver usually would work, how much I had trouble doing it. So whatever. Thanks for watching.